What's up, YouTube? Young one here. I just want to do a quick video. I wanted to talk a little bit about the emotional warfare. Um, Something that I've learned throughout the process, and I hope it helps others, is, and the reason why I'm talking about this is I still see, like I go on social media and I see so many people still in that battle, like literally in that battle. But when I read through like their posts, they're literally in that battle with themselves. Like the narc is gone. The narc is doing their thing. And then, granted you didn't deserve it. You didn't ask for it, but you're having to deal with it. And that's the understanding. Is having to deal with that emotional warfare. And the narc is keeping you in that battle as long as you're emotionally tied to them, as long as you're emotionally giving to them, they're going to keep you in that battle. They're going to always have that control over you through your emotions. And I see people, they post things like, I wish it could go back and to like the beginning of when the narc loved me. The narc never loved you. That's the thing. That is the whole thing. Like you have to understand that there's a higher realm, there's a higher complex outcome for why you're going through this. And it's up to you to start like implementing things, becoming more mindful, becoming more aware, becoming more observant to your thoughts. More in the mindfulness, awareness, and observant to your thoughts are going to make you more prepared to emotionally start cutting that off, to emotionally start cutting those ties, cutting those cords. And during that process, because I know narcs don't give you closure, and that's one reason why so many people stay so entangled with them and intertwined with them, because there's no closure. You get none. You have to create your own closure. And you're going to create that through the mindfulness, through the awareness, and through becoming the observer of your emotions. As you feel that emotion, understand the feeling and the emotion that you're about to knee-jerk react to based off of what they're doing to you to want your reaction. And the more aware you become of that in that process, the quicker, it's like the quicker you're going to release that, and they're going to stop. They're going to know at some point they're not going to keep getting it from you, but that's why they're doing it. It's control. They're still controlling you through emotions. And as long as they have that control, they're never going to stop. They're never going to go away. And they're going to continue to create pain and suffering within you. Continuously, continuously. Life is not meant to live this way. It's not. Granted, meeting this narc, going through what they've put you through, it's not meant for that either. But with that said, take it to another level. Look at it as, what is the lesson life was trying to teach me? Look at it like that. Look at it for you, yourself, not them, not anything to do with them. Look at it for you. How do you improve from that relationship? What did that relationship teach you about you? And that's the lessons. That's where you're going to overcome. That's where you're going to start becoming more non-attached to that relationship, more non-attached to those emotions that get you to react. And the more you do that, the more you're going to start retraining that brain. Because I'm telling you, like for me personally, my situation, I went through this, and the hardest part was, well, one of the first things I did was I attacked my ego. Like I had to become mindful of ego, because when you're dealing with these people, I completely understand it. They do something, and you think in that minute you have to react back because maybe they projected their shit onto you, and then therefore you feel like you need to react immediately. That's where the awareness is going to come in. That's where that mindfulness starts. When you start like really paying attention, like and educate, you have to educate yourself on these people in order to start healing. But at the same time, it's not all about educating and learning them. You have to educate and learn about yourself and where some of these feelings are coming up from, because they're playing on vulnerabilities. They're playing on some of even your past traumas that you had even before them. If you were already had low self-worth, or you already had low self-esteem, or you were already somewhat insecure, or all those things, you already didn't trust a lot, all those things are things they're going to play on. But in the beginning, they made you feel like $1,000,000 and that you could trust them and they were the whole world. But that is what they do. And then when they devalue and discard you, it brings all that stuff back up. So that's what I'm trying to get across on understanding the healing process. And it's about healing you, not worrying about them. There's nothing you can do for them. And that is another number one thing that has to be understood is they never cared. They don't care. Their emotional torment of you is feeding them. And as long as you play into it, it's going to continue. And this is what I want to help people change, is to start focusing on self. Focus on self. Focus on yourself. Focus on those things, because a lot of things were already in you. A lot of things were already there. The narc didn't just create all these negative emotions or all these negative feelings that come up from what they've done. What they've done triggered a lot of that stuff to come up. So the more you can start getting mindfulness on what they're doing, not emotionally reacting constantly to what they're doing, and feeding them, along with some educating, this YouTube community on this is becoming amazing. There's so much knowledge out there. Everybody and all their experiences, it's awesome to watch. And I watch tons of people. Experiences are different, but a lot of times I can take something from what they're teaching or talking about. And it gives me a little bit, it might give me a clue as to this situation or that situation. But I know for me personally, it came down to understanding and getting my reactions in check. It takes time. I understand that too. It's a process. It is a big, big process. And it's a hard process. But that is like uno number one, because as long as you're in this emotional battle with them, you're not going to win. You're never going to win. You're never going to move forward. The only way you move forward is to start removing the emotional warfare. And you're going to get knocked down. It's going to take some time, but be patient with yourself. Love yourself a little bit each day. Just try a little bit each day. If you get text by them, emailed by them, called by them, whatever, take and say, would the love in myself want to deal with that right now? If it says no, don't deal with it. Shove it to the side. Let them be. That's their problem. You ain't got to deal with it. Let them be. That's your boundaries. Start protecting those, and then start working on the self-worth. It's that emotional battle is going to be key to the start of the healing. It is a process, and watch, if you start it, you'll be able to say, okay, a year ago I was doing this, and in a year from now, I'm telling you, you will be in a different place. Life is not meant to be this way. You will love again if you are able to accept within yourself that emotional and start healing some of those emotions. Because not all of it has to do with that narc. There's some stuff inside of you that is deeper, and they're triggering it. That is the lesson of why we meet these people, because it is to trigger us to become greater than we are. It is to find within us, because there is a bigger purpose. And that is, I'm telling you, that is the most important thing to healing. And like I said, you will love again. You will trust again, because once you've done the work, you will love yourself enough to then bring that same type of love to you. And it will happen. So I wanted to get on and do a, 12-minute video now. I'm more of a rant, but it's like so important to understand that emotional warfare and understanding to take yourself out of that battle. Become aware of your reactions to them. Think about it for just a minute before you react to them. When they do something, if it's if it's something that they've done and you know that, then become aware that they're projecting. Become all of that. It starts flowing, and that's what I want to get people to think about. Hope this helps a little bit, and you will find you again. I promise, you will. So. With that, I hope it's a good one, and I will see you guys on the next video. Namaste.